So, good evening everyone. Today we have 6th class of Eklavya program. So far what we have been doing? Economy. Previous year question. कितना question discuss किया अभी तक? 150 question किया 5 दिन में. So current affairs में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We are not going for PYQs. Last 1.5 years का from January 2022 till recent past क्या हुआ है? Month wise अभी themes उठाएगा. Then based on themes 30 themes अभी हम आज discuss करेगा. ठीक है? So before starting the program, here we are only discussing 30 questions. If you want little bit comprehensive approach to current affairs, you can go through this current edge test series. इसलिए क्या है 18 tests है current affairs. It will give you more number of questions to practice all these things. ये paid है. I mean test series भी है, उसका workbook भी होगा. And workbook क्या है मैं अभी next slide में दिखाएगा. Your phone is blinking. Turn करो at least. सिर पे आ रहा है. Okay. ठीक है. So this thing you can check out. Workbook. इनका क्लास अभी शेड्यूल नहीं है, only test and workbook है. If class है तो I will let you know in the next class or something. So इसमें like there will be 8 tests of 50 marks, 50 questions. After that theme wise full length will be there. Then full length test will be there. Around total 18 tests. So with these tests, workbooks will be provided. The first workbook example is shown here. Workbook का idea कि बहुत जगह sources में current affairs पढ़ता है. Like you go through multiple sources. So at the end of the day, it becomes very difficult to comprehend every current affairs at one place. So what we are doing here is we will provide a notes like this. Suppose Gaganyaan program. It will be divided into 2 sections. Here we write the details of the Gaganyaan program. What is it, when it is to be launched, what kind of new technologies are being used, some kind of diagram to memorize things, which orbit it is being sent. Now you have to ponder more on this. Like what more you can think of. Suppose low Earth orbit, it is Hello. Hello. Is it audible now? Somebody please confirm. Yeah, it is working right. Yeah, so sorry for the delay. We have some technical issues. So what answer you got? Tell me. First one is first option you have got wrong. So what answer you are at? What is your answer? So you left the question. What about other guess? You marked C. Why? You don't know about the exact diameter of microplastic. Then why you marked C? You are thinking that second is right. What about you? You are marked B. Let me check online poll क्या status है. You can end the poll. 67% is saying answer is B. Okay, so our approach here is to get an idea of how to think on this kind of question. Most of you don't know exactly, sometimes exact data or exact fact याद नहीं होगा. Still your idea is you have to connect it with some kind of base knowledge which you have. And when you see some statement like this, there are some takeaways in some questions or some statements, some type of questions. You should be able to pick that. So what is peculiar thing about this question? What is microplastic? Any plastic, it is broken down into small pieces, it becomes microplastic. Now you don't know exactly whether the size is within 10 centimeter, 10 millimeter or no. Micro, you are relating 10 raised to minus 6, in that range it will come. So it should not be 10 mm. Whatever it is, there is a very specific data. So if whichever examiner is making this question, it's very easy to make a wrong statement in this. Wherever you see a data or very specific fact, there is high probability it can go wrong. Should strike in your mind. Come. Have a seat. So whenever you see data in the statements, at least you should think that it can go wrong. What is the next statement? Microbeads in personal care products is an example of primary microplastics. Now what is the key takeaways in this? One is personal care products. Some countries are banned even the sunscreen using in the beaches. You have read that news. Now why they are banned this sunscreen? Which country? Remember it? Leave it. Why they are banned this sunscreen? It's a personal care product. It's not just chemical. It contains microplastic and it is polluting the oceans. So the idea is, it is told personal care products. So you have read somewhere or you have some idea that somewhere it is used in microplastic is related to personal care products. Sunscreen ho gaya, scrub ho gaya, all these products contain some part of microplastic. Now what other is given? Primary microplastic. Now if primary is told, there should be two types of microplastic, primary and secondary. And what can be primary? What is primary pollutants? Something if it is exposed into atmosphere, something like carbon monoxide, it is itself a pollutant. Why? For example, ozone. Ozone is not directly emitted into atmosphere. Two other gas, two different pollutants come together, sunlight, some chemical reaction happen, then ozone will produce. So it becomes a secondary primary pollutant. Now we know here that personal care products, it cannot contain something bigger than that. Something polythene is given. Polythene bags are very big sometimes. Now this is not a primary microplastic. It has to be broken down into small pieces, then it become microplastic. But in personal care products, sunscreen में कितना small होगा? It will be even nano size or smaller than that. So this can be very much related to primary microplastic. So even though you don't know the answer, in the first statement there is a fact. So you should strike that, you should think that this can be a statement which can be made wrong very easily. Second statement, the basic idea, it's very much relatable. Personal care products, you can relate it with some kind of news you have read, and it can have a primary microplastic. Why not? Secondary भी हो सकता है, but primarily it is a primary microplastic. Major. Secondary means it should have go through some process, then only it become microplastic. Yeah, it is very broad. I am not saying that. See, personal care products, suppose this is the product. This product itself contains microplastics. Now there is no need for any other process for this to become microplastic. If some polythene bag means it's a very big thing. This has to be by years or some process, say it should be broken down into small particles. Then it becomes microplastic. Personal care products, here also there is subjectivity. Personal care means you can take something other and argue that. But in general it can be directly become a part of microplastic. So what will be our answer? Okay, answer will be B. You have the explanation with you. This is microplastic. Can you see it? Look here. How small it is. All plastic we use can become a part of microplastic if it is broken down under some processes. Why this question is, some researchers are showing microplastic are conquering all environments. Even the air we breathe. Earlier it was in ocean issues, marine issue. Now it is not just marine, it is conquering every ecosystem. Even air is containing some level of microplastic. And if some study was done on people, out of 100, some 70-80 people were having some level of high level of microplastic within their body. So this is becoming a very big issue in the recent past. Many studies are being conducted. That's why we have this question.
They said that seas are polluted, they polluted the seas beaches.
How? Very tiny particles. Yes.
How they say that they polluting the beach and ocean?
No, beach becomes a source for this. It's not like beach is polluted. Our concern is not beach getting polluted. Beaches are becoming a major source for entry of this microplastic into it. People use sunscreen and use all these, they get entered into the oceans. Once it entered into the ocean, then some plants will absorb it, some fishes will absorb it, then it will enter into our food chain. Then whole ecosystem get polluted. Okay, go ahead. Other details you can go through the explanation that is provided to you, basic details. But what you have to take away is how we are approaching the question. Do the next question in 1 minute. Poll start karo. हो गया? What is the answer for this? Recently, Supreme Court ordered 1 kilometer around the protected sanctuaries, wildlife, all these areas should be eco-sensitive zones. We have a statement. Which of the statement is correct? He has said eco-sensitive zone is declared under Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act, it is declared under. That is first statement. Then activities are strictly regulated, but no activities are completely prohibited. So what is the answer? Tell me. You have marked D. Why?
Completely prohibited area. No one can enter in that zone. And that Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, I'm not remember the exact figure, but it is not 1972.
Okay. Anything? Any other suggestion? Mining and quarrying are completely prohibited. So second statement is obviously wrong. First statement? You think that under Environment Protection Act we have this eco-sensitive zone. Any other suggestion? Very much true. Here what you have to know is Supreme Court recently declared this. Around 1 kilometer, at least 1 kilometer around all protected areas should be eco-sensitive zone. Now what was response to this? What was aftermath of this? There were protests in many states. In Kerala, basically there was protest against this verdict. So this became a news. Now if you know this became a protest, some people are protesting. Why they are protesting?
The government shifted the tribals from the forest to the
Eco-sensitive zones. Idea is some kind of economic activity should be banned. That's why these people are protesting. That's why this created a mess around it. If only regulation is there, government can give some relaxation, they can manage it. But certain activities are completely prohibited. That's why this becomes an issue for protest. So if you at least know some protest happened against this, you should be able to relate it to this statement cannot be right. Second statement. Now first statement is again a very factual statement. When you hear some very factual statement, there is high chance it can be wrong. So eco-sensitive zone is correctly told, it is under Environmental Protection Act 1986. And you told 1972 you have confusion. Usually this kind of mistake doesn't happen. If an act is being told, the year will not be mistake. Either the act itself will be some issue. It is 1972 itself, no error in the year. Okay. Go ahead. So this is the issue in Kerala. Around 1 lakh people are affected due to this verdict. And that's why it's lead to protest and all this. So go and check out this. Check out which sanctuary is having this. Nagar sanctuary, some sanctuaries are given. Make a list of all these. This kind of question also come. Geography type questions. This image will not be there. Some write-up will be there. Next में देखते हैं. ठीक है. Next solution I will consider this. अभी के लिए so look out where the major protest is happening. Just have a look at the geography of these areas. Wherever the geographical location question is coming, it's not feasible to take all these national parks and by heart it. Idea is something is in news, just go a little bit ahead of it. See which all rivers are major rivers flowing through these. Something related to geography, just have a look. Okay, go ahead. So this is the explanation. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is under this Environmental Protection Act. They are declaring these eco-sensitive zones, and certain activities like commercial mining, quarrying, all these are completely banned in those actually. Exam mein you should able to strike some kind of balance. It's not like 100 question correct hoga. You need 50% around. So at least some question you have to take some risk, you have to relate it with some other things you have read related to it. It's not feasible exact fact, if I know only then I can write. That's not feasible in this exam. So idea is you should be able to relate it with something you have read in news, some concept you have read in other subjects and all of this. Go ahead. So answer this question. Answer this question. You're right. Okay, leave it. So I'm not spending too much time on it. It's a very straightforward question. Okay, I'll reduce the time. So tell me how you answered this question. Anyone answered? Okay. You are saying this cannot be the answer. Okay, then we have three options. Which one you choose? You are choosing UNESCO. ये भी नहीं हो सकता. Okay. ये हो सकता है. These guys go for reports. That's what you are saying. Okay, tell me which one you select. Very much guessing. Any other suggestion? Most of you are going for A. Answer is this is a very factual question. If you cannot connect to anything, you have to leave it. नहीं, मैं इधर नहीं बोल रहा है. Your standard practice is if you can relate to some kind of concept logically, then there is a point in going for all this extrapolation. कुछ भी नहीं आता, सुना भी नहीं है, then it's become little risky. I'm not saying completely leave it, but it's very risky option. Here the answer is D. Commonwealth of Nations is the correct answer. What you have to do in these kind of questions? This is also a very regularly type of question that is coming. Before exam, we have 4 or 5 months now. How many organizations you have in environment? UNEP, WWF, IUCN, hardly 5 to 10 organizations. Before exam, just go through their website once. Go through that about page. Just don't fully depend on this material, coaching institute material, including ours. Thing is, go through these websites, look out there about, just read it once. Before exam, I'm saying, prelims. And if something is recently launched, this was recently launched in last 1 year or 1.5 years, take a note of it. Most of the statements about these organizations, most of their initiatives, they are directly taken from the websites about page of this organization. And hardly we have 10 or less than 10 organizations. So you should be aware of what is the recent programs. And if some organization that you have never heard of, some question come, nothing can be done, leave it. Everyone, it will be tough for all. It's not like, but if some UNEP program you don't know, then it is your mistake. Or some WWF, IUCN, these guys are always in paper, or you should be aware of it. Should not miss out these. Okay. So here we have the answer, Commonwealth nations. They have started the initiative, Living Lands Charter Program. Idea is it's protecting land, desertification stop karo, polluting lands stop karo. All these kind of basic ideas, they are started some initiative regarding it. And if you are discussing Commonwealth countries, which are these Commonwealth countries, just have a look of it. Canada is there. Some African countries is there, Australia, India, Pakistan, all these are part of it. So just have a see which are all the part of Commonwealth countries. Go ahead. Yeah, firstly answer this question. पढ़ाओ, ज़्यादा फास्ट हो गया. Done? Tell me how you approach this question. It's a very, very simple question. Look complex sometimes, but ideally it is very simple. Tell me how you approach this. Third statement is wrong. See, idea if there is 2-3 more statements, pick those statements which you are 100% sure. ये हो नहीं सकता. Or pick those statements which you are absolutely right. This is 100% sure. You know the fact. कोई extrapolation का जरूरत नहीं है. You read it and it came as statement. Take those and then juggle with this. So here, which statement can be absolutely right or absolutely wrong? Any other suggestion? So which is your answer? You are saying hydrogen cannot have less energy than petrol. So third should be wrong and your answer is A. All you are answered A. Let me check online poll. Still not entered. So online poll is also having A, B options. So what is the idea of this? What is first statement? Green hydrogen is produced by fractional distillation of atmospheric air. What is fractional distillation? Haven't heard? Thing is, we'll take air, suppose. Air is having how much of nitrogen? 78 around. And O2 how much? 21%. Then some small other gas. So what we do in fractional distillation is, we'll take the air, then cool it to melting point, below melting point temperature. So we will have liquid air. Now we increase the temperature and suppose these will be having different boiling points. We reach the boiling point of oxygen, it will boil out. Then we will take it, we will get fresh oxygen. Now we will again take the boiling point to nitrogen, then we will get nitrogen. This is how you separate air into different gases. Now where this is applicable? This is applicable to take out nitrogen from air or oxygen from air because they are significant quantity. How is hydrogen in the air? 0.0001%. You cannot feasibly take how much hydrogen you will get. How much valuable?
They separate the H2O and they separate the
Hydrogen, how you produce it feasibly is by electrolysis. What is electrolysis? We have so much of water. There is plenty of it. We take that water, we give electricity and split it. Hydrogen will go out, oxygen will go out, then we will get it. So electrolysis is the process through which hydrogen is being made. Fractional distillation, you can make some other gases which is abundant available in the air. For hydrogen, it is not feasible. So if this much conceptual clarity you have, statement 1 cannot be right. Statement 1 is wrong, options you will get the answer. If you go by these statements, these are very confusing statements. Exactly if you know, then you know. Otherwise, if you depend on this, if you depend on these statements, it becomes very tricky. Hydrogen is of course 3 times more energy than petrol by weight, but it is having very low density. So by volume, its energy level is much lesser than compared to petrol. Petrol is liquid. Hydrogen will be still in gaseous state, and if you take normal NTP level, it's by volume its energy level is much less. Okay, so idea is you should not depend so much on this. You can apply what is fractional distillation concept, and air mein hydrogen is not available. It has to be brought by splitting H2O. This much concept you can apply here, you will directly get the answer. Go ahead. So this is the process that is green hydrogen means the electricity we use for splitting water that comes from renewable energy sources. Green hydrogen we are talking. Clean fuel it should be. Should be renewable fuel, should be wind or something like solar, something like that. Okay. Some reference is there, Oil India has commissioned some plant with this much of purity of hydrogen. But question is basically on basic concepts. Got the idea? Go ahead. Yeah, do the question first. पोल लगा सकता है. Done. So tell me what is thought process in this question. Consider the following statement on seaweeds. Tell me how you approach this question. What is the basic concept which you can juggle with? Online students, you can comment the answers. What is basic concept you can apply here? Something you have read in environment, something you have read in elsewhere. No concepts. So what was your answer to this? C. B. Why? Okay.
Second one is their road differentiation of issues such as road stems and leaves. So both statements
Contradictory लग रहा है. ठीक है. Any other suggestions? You have left the answer. You are very good at leaving. Try to do something here. Here we are not practicing leaving. Leaving also is required in exam, but here you do try to play some kind of logic. A. Why? Why A?
और सेकंड वाला भी इसलिए क्योंकि बीड है तो रूट स्टेम्स एंड लीव्स का डिफरेंशिएशन पहली बार कभी वो बीड आराम से ग्रो करता है
हो सकता है. Third statement is very factual. Any other opinion? What you have? What is your answer? C. Why C? Okay. So idea is, if you look at marine or plant kingdom in marine, there are two main characters. One is algae and one is seaweed. What is the difference between them? Algae is microscopic. They are like small things which grow at microscopic level. It will not having the big structure. But seaweed is something big algae. Macroscopic algae is itself a seaweed. And what exactly is seaweed? These kind of plants you can see in water. These are seaweeds. They don't have specific roots, specifics, like full developed plant structure nahi hai. Even though some kind of structure you can see here, like a fully planned roots, leaves, all this system is not that much established in seaweeds. They are algae clubbed together to form some kind of bigger structure. So first two statements are correct here. Second is very factual answer. You can, even if you want to still answer the question, take this as wrong because it is very factual. If I am making the question, it's become very easy for me to change this. But this is only applicable if you know that these two are right. If you are completely focusing on this fact, then I will cut the answer, then you are messing it up. At least you should have some concept and you have finalized that these two are at least right with your knowledge base. Then you know that 1, 2 and right, either A or D should be the answer. Then you want to still go for the guess. This question is some question, I should go for a risk. Then you think that this is very factual, this can be a wrong statement, you can go with A. Okay, it's not like fact देखा cut, ये मत करना है. Go ahead. I will find a solution to this. Yes, I understand. What? You want PPT, that's what you're saying, right? I will find a solution to this. We'll discuss after the class and find a solution to this. Okay? Very early you came. Okay. Go ahead. Next question. So this all this information you can read from the, have a basic idea what is seaweeds, what is algae, what is their basic characteristic difference. Basic things you should know. Rest of the things we can juggle with the statement which you are getting. Go ahead. We're not discussing too much. Answer this question. Avinash is saying should be microscopic algae. It is macroscopic algae, Avinash. Fifth question. Isme? Tamil Nadu. What Avinash is saying? Should be microscopic. It is macroscopic algae. No differentiation can be possible. That is factually correct. Yeah. Done answer? Tell me what is answer? Only 2. Okay. Any other? Why only 2?
Operating on 100%, but
100% is creating confusion for you. Okay.
There must be flexibility. First statement. Second statement, it is about fuel and also it must be reducing.
What is your answer?
B.
All of your answer B. Your answer C. Tell me why. B ka logic I understood. This is similar logic all you have. What is logic for C? What news you can connect with this? What news you can connect with this question? Recently one car is also launched on flex fuel engine. That news exactly you have read, then it's great. You can relate something and get some answer. But at least this much you can remember that government is having some program for ethanol. How much is the target? 20% by 25 or something. This much you should know. If something government is putting a 20% target, there is a very much possibility this flex fuel engine will be something related to bioethanol. It can be very much possible. And this 100% petrol means it is also not something which is too unconventional. What is problem in having 100% petrol? And it's a new type of engine. Already petrol engines are working on 5%, 10% bioethanol, ethanol mixing. It's having no issues. So if you are bringing a new engine, it can have more features. 100% ethanol, it will also work with that. So at least you should know government is setting some targets for bioethanol. Now why we are promoting ethanol? Domestic production हो सकता है. One is import dependence. 85% of our crude oil is coming from outside. So some kind of a possible import dependence come हो सकता है. Second, ethanol burns very cleanly. There is no carbon monoxide, all CO2. So it's a clean fuel. Second statement should be right. Even I agree with 2 only people. Even though answer is incorrect, answer is C in this question. But the logic is correct. Second statement should be anyway 100% correct. Okay, so here we have both 1 and 2. So this is government target by 2025 we should have at least 20% ethanol. Statement 1, statement 2, all are correct. Toyota flex fuel car recently released. This was the car which we citing. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, answer this question. Poll, you can start. Flex equal to flexible, so both fuel should be used instead of. I think both should be used, but even one fuel can also work. I'm speaking to this online comment. Any proportion it can manage. Ideally, it is done, flex fuel means it is done by electronic management, not the mechanical engine system. Fuel pump, all these dynamics will be controlled, and that's how it is managing it. हो गया? Tell me what is your answers? A. Anything else? What is logic? Any logic you applied? Tell me, where is Ashgabat? Ashgabat kidhar hai? It is in Central Asia. Is this wrong or right? Uzbekistan is also in Central Asia. So what is your answer? Tell me. Most of you are answering C. Your answer is A. Most of you are answering C. One of you have high. Totally opposing options. Your answer? You have any other suggestion? Thing is, all these are in news. It's not like something which came from, you don't have to take the globe and study every city. Bucha is in Ukraine. At least go and learn all the Ukraine cities. Go and learn where the bombing is happening. Something that is happening. Capital of Ukraine kya hai? These all things can come, which are neighboring countries of Ukraine, which sea is having access with Ukraine. Bucha Kyiv देखो इसका something very much near to it. इस map में नहीं है. So go and learn this map very correctly. At least whichever countries you see in news, you should take a note of it and learn the map. And where is this Miss Ayank? Aynak? That is in Afghanistan. That was also in news related to some. This China is building some copper mine there, and the Buddhist temples, Buddhist monasteries, whatever that is left of this Bamiyan Buddha incident, whatever is left is also getting destroyed due to this mine. So this was also in news. Otherwise, Afghanistan doesn't need any new thing. Some or other bad reason they are always in news. Just take a map of Afghanistan, which locate which are the major cities. Okay, and our Ashgabat, it is in Turkmenistan. So what is our answer? Recently, President visited this Ashgabat. That's why we put it this as option. So wherever Prime Minister is visiting, President is visiting, at least take a note of those countries also. Sometime African visit, then he will cover so much countries, 4 or 5 countries. So have a look where he have gone, what are cities he visited, ancient monuments he visited, have a look at what all these. Okay, so what is answer here? 2 only. Answer is B. Go ahead. You're getting so much wrong. Anyway, this. Yeah, this is easy question. Do this. Yeah, Paul, you can start. Font not clear in online form. If it is for explanation, I will provide you the PDF, Avinash. Go ahead. Okay, enough. So how you approach this question? Tell me at least one statement which can be true or can be wrong. Second is wrong. Fourth is wrong. So you marked answer as B. What about others? You also marked B. You mark C. Why? Totally opposite option. You're saying third is wrong. Okay. So you eliminated others and picked the fifth. Most of you are saying B. One person is saying 4. C. So what logic you can apply here? We are talking about coronal mass ejections. What is coronal mass ejections? Something related to sunstorm or something, these things. Some amount of XYZ things are being flashed from the sun and these things reach earth. So CMEs are large explosions of plasma and magnetic field from the sun's corona. Can this be true or wrong? This can be right. Plasma, there is so much of plasma in sun. Magnetic field also, we know all this. It's very much possible. CMEs can travel at speed of light. Can this be right or wrong? See, we have talked about two things, plasma and magnetic field. If you take magnetic field, it may travel at speed of light. Only magnetic field I am saying, or radio waves, or some kind of electromagnetic things we are saying, it can travel at speed of light. But plasma is something having some mass, having some weight, solid thing. Whatever speed it goes, it's very difficult to go at speed of light. So if one is right, two should be wrong. 1 and 2 cannot be it cannot come. At least two things you can eliminate. I am saying 1 and 2 both cannot be true. At least either one of them should be wrong. You know exactly 2 is wrong, then you can cut it off. Now technological malfunctions, grid failure, all these are features associated with this. Now it does not affect geosynchronous satellite. What is geosynchronous satellite? Sorry, tell me. We use it for telecommunication. And what height it will be? Around 35, 36, 37,000. So Earth is there, it is at very height. Geosynchronous satellites. Now we have polar satellite around 400 kilometer. This will be like 36,000 kilometer. Very high. Now why you are saying if some plasma is coming at you, why it is not affected? There is no possibility it is not getting affected. You see this Mars, pictures of Mars. There is so many crackers in Mars surface. Why? Why? One reason is Mars doesn't have a protective magnetic field. This plasma is not reaching Earth because Earth has an active core. And due to this active core, some movement is going on. Our core is liquid. So some movement is going on there. And due to this movement, we have magnetic field around the Earth. So whatever this plasma is getting, it can deflect it from the Earth. At poles, we see auroras. Colorful sky events like this. So this is happening because we have a magnetic field and it is getting deflected. But what about Mars? Mars core is condensed or solid. It doesn't have active magnetic field like that of Earth. So whatever these plasmas are coming, they will straightly come and hit Mars. Again, it having a very thin atmosphere. So if Mars is impacted, why is some satellite sitting there not getting impacted? It should be impacted. 4 should be wrong. So what come our answer? Answer is B, 1 and 3 only. Okay. Go ahead. Basic information you can read out. It will be given in this explanation PDF also. It can travel at very high speeds, like 3000 km per second. It will be very high, but it cannot reach that of light. How much is light speed? Come on, yeah, around 3 lakh km per second, something like that. So this is very much less. Yeah, basic other information you can read out from this. Okay. Go ahead. Now answer this question. It's a very easy question. Three lakh kilometer per second, correct. Yeah, what is answer? Enough, it's very straightforward question. What is answer? Kaun bola? What you told? Both. You are saying answer is B. Both are true, but a correct explanation nahi hai. Then kya hai correct explanation? You are saying Western Ghats hai, Tamil Nadu leeward side hai. This is not the reason it is not getting enough rainfall. That's your logic, right? Any other? Tell me any other option? All other are answering A. It should be A. Very straightforward question. I don't think I need to spend. It is A. So why it is A? How the monsoon is coming? Monsoon is coming something like this, in this direction. It is coming in this direction. We have a very straight Western Ghats throughout. Only few passes are there. Palakkad is there. Balghat is there. 2-3 passes in between. So what happens when a like moisture content wind or cloud reaches a mountains? What happens? Winds are coming like this, it get elevated. When what happens if it gets elevated? Condensation happens. Either temperature will be very less, it get condensed, and there will be rain throughout here. So throughout this side we have very high rainfall region. If you look at the rainfall map, all this region, this is having very high rainfall. Why? Because these clouds are coming from here. Due to Western Ghats, these get elevated, get frozen and become rain. But what happened to Tamil Nadu region or the regions beyond this? Winds that is going after this rain will be very dry. It cannot contain enough moisture to have. Moisture is all lost here. There is no enough capacity to create rain. And what else? There is some area still some rain is there. That is due to this some passes are there. Wind is going through that passes, it will have some rain. Otherwise, and these Western Ghats are like continuous series of mountains, not like Eastern Ghats. So there will be some blockade. Both are correct. And what is this? Both are correct and it is correct explanation of what is asked. Okay. Go ahead, solve this. Poll, you can start. Okay. So how you approach this question? What is answer? B. You know. Why B? Everyone answered B. Any other suggestion? Thing is, you have to read questions a little bit carefully. Now you are relaxed, it will work very easily. Sometimes exam problem only comes is when you are pressure and having some tension, time limit nahi hai. So sometimes very easy statement becomes. So इसमें ये नहीं होना है. क्या बोल रहे हैं इधर? Live attenuated vaccine use killed version of germs. It's contradictory within itself. If it is a live, that means there is something live. It is not completely killed. So this statement is contradicting itself. What about this statement? I'm trying to answer this even if I don't have much knowledge about how vaccines and all.
Antivirus, antigen. So
Antibodies and all.
antigen bodies. So it will fight with the foreign viruses or foreign.
No, this I understood. If you know all the concept, you know everything about vaccine, that way of answering is not what we are seeking. If you have very limited knowledge, you still answer this question. You still know one cannot be true. What about this option? Protein is a subunit vaccine. We have some statement like subunit vaccine. And it is made by isolating a piece of actual virus. Subunit is the name rakha hai, and the option is saying it will isolate a piece of the virus. नहीं हो सकता है. This can be compared to contradictory statement like this. This seems to be a feasible option. And this is how to approach if you don't know nothing. If you know exactly vaccine how work करता है, live attenuated vaccine, other vaccine how it works, then you don't need to apply this. But even if you don't know, even some question came from something which you have not read the statement very carefully. Here, first statement is having contradiction in itself. Should be able to identify this in whatever pressure situation you are in. Second statement, even if you don't know, there is possibility it can be right. So even if you are going for a guesswork in this, at least choose which one, B or D. At least don't choose one or A or C. Isme if you have sensibly chosen correct one, you might get the right answer. Sometimes it can go fire back also. Okay. So how these vaccines are working? What is the new vaccine we have today? New type of vaccine. I mean technologically. These are very old type of vaccines. We have mRNA vaccine that is created. How it is working? What this stuff does? What a virus does? Suppose this is a human cell.
In that we neutralize that virus or bacteria and then we inject in our body. So we create our
Antibodies.
From that foreign body.
Thing is how it works is, suppose this is human cell. We have coronavirus, something like this. It is having spikes throughout. Now this virus will come and attack a human cell. What it does is, it is an RNA virus. This virus contains RNA. And when it is attacking a human cell, this will pass its RNA to the human cell. And what is RNA? RNA means it is in order to produce certain kind of stuff, whatever it is, whatever the DNA it contains or whatever RNA, it is containing a message to create this. And the message is to create more virus. Then it will replicate more corona and you get infected. This is how generally a corona attack or viral attack happens. Now what is happening in this? Live attenuated means you are sending in a very weakened virus. It is not killed. It is weakened so that it will not replicate that much to create a health issue. So body will respond after, when it is creating so much, body will find to know that this is a foreign body, we need somebody to fight this. Then body will create antibodies. Antibodies will come and anyway kill this virus, but it will take some time. And if this reproduction process is so fast, by the time maybe you are die or alive, it becomes a question. So in live, this one, live attenuated means a weakened virus will be sent into the body, then it will have all this process, antibodies will come in. So when actual virus will come, antibodies will be produced in a very matter of very small amount of time. So there will be not confusion. Now in killed virus, that means totally a killed version of the virus will be sent as vaccine. Now what is mRNA vaccine? mRNA vaccine, this spike only is being sent, not the full virus is not being sent into the body, only these spikes are being sent. It's a take that strands of RNA and send instruction to create these spikes. Then this vaccine will come, this will contain an RNA, messenger RNA, M is for messenger. This will be ordered the cell to produce these spikes. Now there will be spikes in your body, and by the time few days or some time, your body will find that this is a foreign body, this is something new, we need to fight this, and body will produce antibodies and learn to kill this spike. Now when the actual virus came, it is very much similar to this spike. So body antibody can easily be produced and it will take over this. So advantage of this is actual virus is not being introduced, actual reinfection fear nahi hai, and this is much faster process. Usually a vaccine authorization take 8 years, 10 years, polio vaccine take decades. Now corona vaccine is coming in very few amount of time. So if this is applicable to more diseases, very short time you can produce vaccines. Have broad idea. The basic concept you should be very clear. Now statement facts you should juggle with. Okay, go ahead. So these are details about attenuated vaccine, inactivated vaccine, that is killed vaccine, killed virus type vaccines. Go ahead. These are different types of vaccine which we have told right now. You can just have a basic idea how these guys are working. Okay, no need to learn too much, no need to learn everything. At least have a basic idea how vaccines are working, how new vaccine like mRNA vaccine, DNA vaccine is still not in market. Something still newer technology. So at least have an idea of how, what is it, what is new possibilities of it. This basic sense of awareness you should be having. Which one? Corona. Chalo, we are wasting too much time. Go ahead, answer this question. No? Gene. Paul, you can start, Paul. mRNA is fissure only, not that much used in it. वीकेंड वायरस इंडिया में क्या था वो सब कन्वेंशनल टेक्नोलॉजी था वीकेंड अटेन्यूएटेड टाइप ऐसे कुछ होगा वायरस को ओके ठीक है ठीक ये सब oral vaccine आ रहा है when new things are coming have a look of it question आ रहा है very high chance है new कुछ technology launch हुआ है new vaccines आ रहा है mRNA पूछा था last year no have a look like oral vaccine आ रहा है so go answer this question double strand structure yes हो गया very straightforward question Tell me what is the answer? A. Who is saying A? Any other option? Any other option? D. Most of you are saying D. क्या है? पता नहीं. ठीक है. So how you approach this? Fortified rice is produced by cultivation of new variety of genetically modified rice. सही है wrong है? Correct है. How can it be correct, यार? If genetically modified crop is introduced in India, it become a very big news. We have BT cotton. Even BT brinjal introduction is being stopped by Supreme Court. Introduction is stopped at some level. Even that is not, we are not able to introduce it. Food crops में genetically modified crops, it's very difficult in India still. Other countries are using it, but India में introduction is being stopped by Supreme Court case, some kind of activist government. Fortified तो है. Point is genetically modified crop नहीं हो सकता. And if it is there, you should be already knowing it because it becomes such a massive news. It cannot be genetically modified crop. Okay. What else? So this statement should be wrong. Fortification means some other process should be there, not genetical modification. What else? Rice kernels have low shelf life of less than 3 months. What do you think of this statement? Who is saying wrong? Wrong क्यों है? 3 months is very less. Fortified rice is introduced in PDS system, and PDS system means it's like सालों भर के चल रहा है. So 3 months, if you something introduce, it become very difficult. So seemingly this can be also very much wrong. Okay, so we have option D. Now what is fortification of rice? This is rice you having. You make some very rice looking species, not species, crops like that. It will having iron, vitamins, other micronutrients, and you mix it that with rice and give it to people. Process special name नहीं है, यही process है. You make some live kernels of similar shape, size, then mix it with normal rice and give it to people. Idea is to address what? Hidden hunger or micronutrient deficiency, iron in women, microvitamin deficiency, all this address करने के लिए. Okay. There is no specific nothing. This all are mechanical system. Idea is you make a micronutrient bar similar to rice, then mix it with the rice and distribute it. So not like some new crop is being brought in. So it is having a little bit longer lifetime, not less shelf life. It is having longer shelf life of at least 12 months. 3 months is very less. So both the statements are wrong. We have D as the answer. So answer this question. Poll you can start. हिंदी मीडियम में है, मेंस में अच्छा मार्क कैसे करें? Melodious tunes. We will discuss this later. Poll you can start. Yeah. So what is answer? A or D में confusion है, and you are saying B. Anyone saying C? What is your answer? D. Tell me some logic you applied, some knowledge you can apply to this question. Heterochromatin. First statement is correct. Genome is an entire set of DNA instruction found in a cell. It is correct. Very direct definition of it. That is itself the genome. Should be correct. So which all option is left? B cannot be answer. Who told B? You. B cannot be answer, at least from first statement. RNA genome mutates faster than DNA genome. Can be right or wrong. What is difference between RNA and DNA? RNA is having single strand, DNA will be having double strand. So what virus is corona or COVID? RNA virus. And we are seeing it is mutating very fast. This cannot be a solid reason. There are other RNA virus which doesn't mutate. But at least from you are seeing RNA virus or RNA genome can mutate. It's not like it cannot mutate fast. There is possibility of this. And single strand means it is more structured. This is less structured. So you can have more possibility of changing this, easy of changing this. So statement 2 also look very much correct. Even if you don't know exact idea, you can still go with the logic that statement 2 can be possibly correct. Now what about statement 3? This is very factual, seemingly factual.
Explain the acid does not produce protein. तो मतलब सही हो सकता है.
It is junk part बोला है and does not produce protein means it is junk part itself. So you are like having a float there. Junk part. Explain किया है. It you are saying that इसमें junk part नहीं हो सकता. The confusion here is because nobody has read the news. We have this human genome project. What was this? Idea is human genome का complete date information निकालना है. When this project started? Something in 1990s, and by 2003 we had produced a complete set of human genome. Now Indian government is starting Indian human genome project. Now in 2003 we are saying that we had the genome completely information, all information निकाला है. But still it is only इतना information code किया है 92% of the genome. 8% of genome was left, and it was said that there is junk part of the DNA. It doesn't produce protein, so core function is not done by this part. So we are not decoding it right now. So it becomes very difficult also if you go for 100%. So 8% was not decoded in 2023 when the project was completed. And recently last year 2022, some scientists have came up with some option, and they have decoded the pending part also. So that's why this was in news. Genome project, all these. That's where this heterochromatin is came. This is all very much correct statement. This part was not coded then. Now we have the information of this part also. This is a junk part which doesn't produce protein. Okay. So confusion why हो रहा है? Because you are not aware of a recent development, and new question is framed on this. First two statement was very easy because there was some basics associated with this. This is purely current, some news. At least you have read somewhere junk, you can relate it, then it becomes very easy. Go ahead. So this is all the structure, you can go through it. Genome project क्या है लिखा है. What you are doing, melodious tunes. Sending 20 messages. We'll discuss this later. Reach out to Kalam IAS. Go ahead. So this you will be having in your explanation sheet. If you are watching online, you can pause this video and go through it. So answer this question first. You can start poll. Okay. Tell me. What is answer? B. All of you are saying B. Somebody saying A. You are saying A. Why? Select something. You have no idea at all. Tell me at least one where you are very much sure about. AIDS should be HIV virus. It is not something else. And everyone knows this. Which option get eliminated? Two options get eliminated. Now you don't know anything else. Should select either one of these. A or B should be the answer. Now see what are the other options. If you know this information, TB is caused by bacterium, some kind of a bacteria, then it becomes very straightforward. Otherwise, dengue, if you know it is caused by virus, you can still get the answer. At least eliminate two options and still you can work out this. Answer A. Answer is not A, answer is B. Okay. So these are some of viral diseases. You can see some beautiful shapes. Why we are putting these images is just to have some, it should stay in the memory, no other purpose. You can have a look, and these are list of viral diseases. Just go through it, and some kind of question come, you can relate to some statement also. Go ahead. Yeah, answer this question first. कर दिया है? Poll you can start. हो गया? क्या आंसर है? B. All of you. You will be having another answer. You are also saying B. So tell me how to approach this question. What is 2 plus 2? Which two ministries are part of it? Defense and external affairs, foreign affairs are part of it. Now how you approach this question? Either you can say that US something propounded the idea, US is India started it. So US should be the part of answer. So answer D cannot be the answer. Now this is a very strategic meeting. Defense is there, external affairs is there. India cannot do this with China. So you can eliminate any other. A cannot be the answer. Now we are left with two options. And Bangladesh is also, it's not possible India will hold that much of defense cooperation with Bangladesh. Even though we are partners in all aspects, but still 2 plus 2 is something less feasible. So if you eliminate 5 also, you will get B. So India is having 2 plus 2 with USA, Japan, Russia, and one more country. Which one is that? Tell. Australia. Any other option? 4 countries right now, India is having 2 plus 2. 3 we have here, USA, Japan, Russia, and one more. Guess something. It is Australia itself. Okay. So this is 2 plus 2 recent happened with USA. Answer this question. Poll, you can start. Bada, thank you. Hindi right now it is not feasible to speak completely in Hindi. Yeah, answer is हो गया? What is answer? Which one? And what is answer? All of you. So what logic you applied? It's intergovernmental body, it is correct. Established by United Nations. It cannot be true. It is very straightforward. Which is, who established this? It is established by G7. Go and check who are G7 countries. Have a brief idea of this. India is a member of FATF, correct? Answer is B. Very straightforward. So, who are other FATF members? Just go through it once. Rest of the details which is provided to you. Grey list, Pakistan, this is somewhere in news every now and then. Okay, go ahead, next question. Yeah, which of the following are members of NATO? Answered. Okay, how you approach this? At least if you don't know nothing, 4 should be part of it. But unfortunately 4 is everywhere. So find some one country you can be very sure of. You know Canada is part of it. Canada is always with US in most of these things. So it can be part of it. So 5 should be there. So we can eliminate 2 options. What is left? A and D. Sir, issue is going on. Why this Ukraine crisis? Because countries are want to join NATO. Russia is threatening which countries? Finland, Sweden and these countries. Russia is threatening they will nuke these countries if they join NATO. So high level threat is going on. So amidst all this, NATO, Turkey is a part of it. Long back from itself, Turkey is a part of it. If you can know this, you can get the answer. Okay, what is answer? Go ahead. What more about NATO? What is NATO? Same military grouping. What is the idea? Collective responsibility, collective sharing of responsibility. One country is attacked, all country will be collectively defending that country and all this. Well, it is in news we recently talked, Ukraine crisis and all this. So go through this website of NATO, look at who are all the countries. Have a look the basic idea about NATO, when it is formed, when it is features of it. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, answer this question. Poll, you can start. Tell me what is answer? We have all options here. Tell me one by one. Who is saying C? 3 people are saying C. Rest? D. Anyone opting for this? I think online we have votes for this also. Nobody wants this. So tell me how you relate this. Lower courts. किधर है? Lower courts. If Supreme Court is launching something, even Supreme Court doesn't have administrative control over this lower courts. It is done by high courts. So Supreme Court is coming up with this allotment into lower courts, that is feasibly nahi hai. Technically not feasible. A is wrong anyway. Now what about this? Is already online. This already some website is there. If a recently platform is released, it cannot be this. So we can eliminate this also. Now we are left with B and C. Now how to get out of this? Lok Adalat, e-courts. Why it is not? Answer, when you can cut out these if you read the newspaper. When this system was launched, there was a controversy. Supreme Court issued bail for the person, and the bail order doesn't reach the prison. And 2-3 days was holiday. So 4 days after 4 days he got the bail. So there was this controversy, there was this going on in the news. So even after issuing bail 4 days, person has to stay in the jail. So now we have online system, it will get instantly the person can go out if bail is issued. So answer is here C. Thing is, if you have read this news, then it becomes very easy to connect with it. If you don't read this news, then we have to connect with Lakshmikant knowledge what we have left with. Okay, go through newspapers, that is very basic takeaway for these kind of questions. Next question. Yeah, you can start the poll. Done? What is the answer? C. All of you are saying C. Which one? Tell me. B. So what is mistake you going to commit here? What is constitutional emergency? Constitutional emergency means specific type of emergency. Which one is it? It is state emergency. This mistake you should not make. If you think this is national emergency, then it becomes whole total another level of answer. If you can remember or some kind of understand that constitutional emergency means state emergency, then it becomes very easy. Constitutional emergency has only been imposed during one, state emergency every year imposed kar raha hai. Hundreds of times already imposed. So option is made to make confuse. It is given in articles. That I have to check. I'm not sure about. So I'm not sure. That we have to check that. I'm not sure about this. You're asking whether it is in the constitution written or not. 356, these all now. I cannot convincingly say this. You have to check out. Question is framed got it. But convincingly I cannot say, you have to check this out. Point is, if you take this as other options like national emergency depending on the statement, then it becomes very confusing question. First is right now from national emergency. If you think that if it is state emergency, first is obviously wrong. Then in state emergency, what happens to fundamental right? President rule, what happened to fundamental rights? President's rule, I am talking about president's rule. That is state emergency doesn't have any impact on fundamental rights. You are all speaking of national emergency, all these aspects. Come to Lakshmikant basics. Second statement is correct. It should be approved, state emergency should be approved by both houses of parliament within 2 months. So our option here is B. Only confusing part in this question is you have to take it as state emergency, not as national emergency. We'll discuss this later. Go ahead for now. Okay. Go ahead. Answer this question. Okay. Very easy, straightforward. What is the answer? Everyone saying D. Any other option? A. Any other? B भी बोल रहा है, कौन बोल रहा है B? You're saying B. So tell me, who told A? Why A? It is talking about PRIs, Panchayati Raj institution. How much is women reservation? We have already told this is a very much fact. Somebody is making this question, he can very easily juggle with this. It is 1/3. And here we are given that 1/4 is reserved. So it is obviously wrong. And what is SC/ST reservation? What percentage is given to SC/ST reservation? Or is there reservation for SC/ST? It is based on population percentage. OBC reservation? Provided or not provided for in PRIs? Directly within the constitutional amendment, not provided. But if state wishes, they can provide it. So, हाँ OBC is बात कर रहा है. हाँ, state can provide if they want. It's not constitutionally mandated. You should provide it. But these two, women and SC/ST, you should provide it. And women, it is 1/3. So first statement is wrong. Second statement, what is Gram Sabha? Seems very much correct, but it is not correct. Why it is not correct? Those who are above 18 and registered in electoral roll are part of Gram Sabha. If you are not registered, then you are not part of Gram Sabha. Okay. All 18 persons are not registered in electoral roll. He can be registered. Registered, not I am taking, it is written like that, Gram Sabha definition. It is list of including group of person in village. We'll see in the next slide. Gram Sabha consists of person registered in electoral rolls in a village comprised on XYZ. Registered in electoral rolls is key criteria for defining Gram Sabha. Okay, so here we have answer D. Go ahead. Yeah, answer this first. Can start the poll. Now we are coming to economic questions. हो गया? Tell me one option which should be right in this. Any other suggestion? It is talking about perpetual bonds. Okay. Now what is perpetual meaning? Never ending, continuing. So first statement, what is this? Do not have a maturity date. So it's very much in line with what the idea is conveying. So first statement should be right. So what we can eliminate here? B cannot be our answer. Issuer of these bonds are an option of calling back the bonds. This become very, if you know, you know. Otherwise it's very difficult. The option is true itself. Somebody is issuing this bond, he have the right to call back it. What logic you can apply here? Yeah, कब तक you can give the interest? There should be some limit, some kind of rigidity also. Even though you are saying it is continuing without any fixed date. Either we issue bonds for 1 year, 3 years, 7 years. Here there is no fixed date. But there is option this can be called back. Otherwise it becomes redundant. It will go on forever. Liquidate bond on selling in stock exchange. Is this correct? Why? We have most bonds which can be liquidated in the stock exchange. It can be marketed in the secondary market. Almost every bond, sovereign gold bond, like other government bonds, like. So unless you exactly know this bond is came with a criteria that it cannot be sold in stock exchange, then this option cannot be wrong. Otherwise, in general, if you look at this option, this should be also right. So what is our answer here? Answer D. All options are correct. These bonds do not have maturity date. Issuer has option of calling it back, and it can be traded in the secondary market. Details you can go through if you want. Okay. Yeah, answer this question. Can start the poll. Done? Tell me what is answer? D. Any other option? Any other suggestion? What is answer? Everyone is answering D. Come on guys, make some complexity. So who is saying C? So how you answer this question? Rupee is depreciating, rupee value is coming down. What determines value of rupee and dollar? Somewhere it is related to demand and supply. So just check what all options are doing. What happens if there is higher demand for dollar in the global market? Thing is, there is high demand. Obviously, what will happen? It will appreciate. Dollar appreciates. That's what today is happening. Dollar is appreciating against all currencies. So, if dollar is appreciating, rupee depreciates. So, the statement will be in line with this. What about second option? More imports than exports. Most of the import-export is done in dollar. Dollar is still remaining as some standard global currency. So more imports you have to do, you have to have more dollars. So demand for dollar is again increasing. So dollar again appreciates, rupee will depreciate. High crude oil prices, this is very much same similar option. Crude oil prices increasing, India's import bill will increase. That means we need more dollars. And if we need more dollars, there is more demand for dollar, same cycle. And what is this? Rise in foreign capital inflows. If it is in capital also, and it is inflow also. So if something is inflow, then more dollar will be coming to the Indian economy. So somewhere going into the supply side, it's not creating more demand for dollar. What today is happening? We are having outflow, capital outflow we are seeing in the recent past. What outflow? FPI, FII, all these guys are sending money from India and taking out of India. For last 3 years, we have been seeing very positive sign on FPI, FDI. To this year, we have seen very much people trading out of India. No, mainly because of this US Fed is increasing the interest rate. That is one reason. Another reason is Ukraine crisis happened. Now Ukraine crisis happened, there is uncertainty in global market, supply chain disruption is happening. So thing is, if there is uncertainty is increasing, uncertainty increase means they will move to safer markets. If you compare with India, US is still considered a much safer market. So investor preference will go to US. But major reason is the other thing. Fed is increasing the rate, so the difference is getting narrowed. Okay, go ahead. So this is all the same thing we have discussed, is written here. You can go through it if you want. Yeah, answer this question. Can start the poll. Tell me what is answer. Tell me what is answer. This is again very factual question. If you know, you can remember something, you can answer it. Otherwise, it's better to not take a completely out of the blue moon risk. Okay, what is it? Market based economic dispatch system mechanism, often seen in news. All the options are also tempting. Market dispatch, then it can be logistics, goods through inland ports, outland ports, trade war affected regions. The answer is, which is answer? D, inter and intrastate electricity dispatches. Here also, how you can remember this? What this system is doing, market based economic dispatch system. Why this was in news? Anyone read the news? Anyone remember something related to this? What this is bringing is, this is bringing a centralized system for dealing with electricity need of different states. Now we have centralized system is government is trying to bring in. Idea is one grid, one power, one frequency, one price, trying to centralize. Then some states are not happy with this. Which states having different party in power, they are not happy with this. Here also, this is not implemented. This is a proposed system. So government, central government is introducing this. So some states are showing opposition to this. So some kind of controversy is there in news. That's why we picked exactly this question. Okay. If you need complete guessing. बताओ. Yeah, it works also sometime. ऐसे नहीं है, hard fast rule नहीं है. But if you are in such a situation, you must do answer this. Think also. Both logic, yeah. Don't go into all this. That's why I told. If exact doesn't know anything, this is kind of question you should leave also. If you can relate, then relate. If you still want to take extreme risk, there is some matching word, you can go with that. But that also, how much it works has to be seen. Some question it does work. I'm not saying it doesn't work anywhere. Some question I have also seen PYQs, it is working. But cannot be said as a hard and fast rule. First thing is you should have some memory, try to remember it, then try to logic, then try to leave the question. Still nothing option is left. Go for all these jugaad options. Okay. Yeah, answer this question. Poll you can start. Okay. Tell me what is answer? D. Any other option? B. B. What else? Everyone is saying B. You are saying D. So tell me what is it is speaking about? India's forex reserves. IMF says DR is the largest component of India's forex reserves. What forex reserve contains what all? Currencies will be there, foreign currencies will be there, gold will be there. What else? What is SDR? Special drawing rights in IMF. Its value is decided by 5 different currencies, 5 major currencies. So, what is the major component of this? Obviously, it should be foreign currency and it should be dollar itself. Dollar will have dominance in forex reserves. Everything we are talking with respect to dollar. So, first option is obviously wrong. What else you can think of? RBI's sale of dollar to support falling rupee is one of the major reasons for fall in India's forex reserves in 2022. At least tell me that what happened to India's forex reserves? What is the trend? It is falling or going up or down? For last 3 years, from 2019 to 21, it was continuously increasing, booming. We reached some peak like something like $640 billion and in 2021 that year. Now it has been falling this year 2022. It has fallen to something like 530, 520 billion dollar. It has fallen. Now why this fallen?
पैसे निकाल के वो आरबीआई को दे रही है कि उसका डिप्रिसिएशन का
टू कंट्रोल द कंटिन्यूएशन लेकिन वो 18 के पहुंच गया अगर उसको कंट्रोल नहीं करते तो और ज्यादा पहुंचता बिकॉज़ ऑफ ग्लोबल साइड
Two things are happening. One issue is valuation issue. It has other currencies also. It's not just dollar our forex reserves is having. And this all other currencies are depreciating with respect to dollar. So one way or the other our forex net value is going down. Earlier kitna tha utna nahi hai. Valuation issues is there. What is other issue? Other issue is rupee is depreciating. It was 74, 75 something like that. Now it has fallen to 83 at some level. Now it is 81, 82 that level. Yes, you know. This is a fact that is happening. Dollar rupee is depreciating. Now what Indian government RBI is doing? If you look at what RBI doing is last 1 year, RBI sold 54 billion rupees in the spot market to control the fall of rupee. Even though we say that rupee falling, dollar appreciating, all these are market supply demand based, still there is some level of RBI intervention to avoid the sudden fluctuations. If you look at last 1 year, RBI sold $54 billion in the spot market to check this, to keep the demand of the dollar in some manageable levels. So RBI is spending this dollar and buying rupee where they are spending from forex reserves. So two reasons basically, one is valuation issues. Second, RBI is having spot market intervention to check the fall of rupee. Both these are core reasons why forex reserve is decreasing. Okay. So second option is should be very much correct. Our answer should be B. Okay, not D. Go ahead. I don't understand. Ask again. This RBI spot market selling that we are speaking of. Thing is, parallel means what? It is in line with the statement. Same thing I explained. It is also related to FPI, FI. They are taking out the money. That is also creating some impact. So all these, due to this, RBI is having some intervention, rupees falling. All these are some way interconnected to this. Same thing is written here. Go ahead. So 88% we have foreign currencies. Only the SDR is just 3% or something like that. What? It become very controversial. Technically it is right also to some extent, but how many people can understand technical aspects, whether rupee is appreciating or dollar is appreciating? Go ahead. Yeah, answer this question. Can start the poll. Okay. Tell me what is answer. Some option A, B, B or D, और कुछ option है? D. Tell me any other options. Thing is, this question, here also you are applying logic, here also you are applying some concepts, then something is wrong with your approach to the exam. DBU is recently launched, very recently, 2 months back or something like that. Digital banking units. This is something you should know from the memory. Should be able to answer this. If DBU is being launched, it is a new kind of system. Then who can launch this? What all are the facilities being provided? What all are its, sometimes any other authentication is required to process this, or who special customers are target customers for this. So all this basic data you should be aware of it. Okay, if you are not aware, that means you are not lacking somewhere in current affairs. So come back to this question. All commercial bank, including regional rural banks and payment banks, can set up DBUs. This is a statement directly taken from RBI website. But the only difference is all banks except RRBs and payment banks can set up DBUs. That is the correct statement. All scheduled commercial banks except these two banks can set up DBUs. So first option is wrong. What is second? Credit charge. There is a list of services given in the website, like small things like printing the passbook or giving enquiry answering. From that level to credit card, digital processing of loans, almost every banking services is trying to be provided under this state DBUs. So second statement is, it is given excluded. Excluded means it is also wrong. What we are left with? Option D. So all these services are being provided by these DBUs. It is basically a machine, digital machine. Those who cannot do this online banking efficiently, they can go there and get these services done. Okay, even credit services are part of it. Go ahead. Yeah, some history questions we have. Answer this first. How to answer this? Any idea? B. How you are ending up with B? This is okay. So you are eliminating one and you got B as the option. Any other logic? Same. When this Mapla revolt happened? 1921, something like that. At least 3 should be in the answer. A cannot be. Rest, this is very factual question. Modern history direct question from the. Technically, all these are somewhere related to non-cooperation movement. Answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. Details we have here. Awadh Kisan movement also is started some level as a part of this non-cooperation movement. Somewhere it is all contemporaries to this non-cooperation movement. Okay, you can go through this answer. Ega movement is in 1921-22 same time. Malabar revolt is also same during same time. This is in news due to some XYZ reasons. Can somebody recollect why Malabar rebellion is in news? Some leaders of this movement were taken away from the list of freedom fighters. So people are some people are saying this is a religious revolt. Like the peasants were from Muslim community and the landlords were from Hindu community. So even though it started for noble reasons like against feudal system and all, somewhere it turned into this religious fighting. So there is different opinions on this. Some people categorize it as not part of national movement, is a religious fight that happened. Some part say that it is also a part of national movement because systems which are established by British were opposed. So this was in controversy, this was in news in recent past. Go ahead. Yeah, answer this history question. This will be a very easy question, right? You can start the poll. You have the answer also in the screen. What is answer? 1 and 3. Which one is incorrect? Don't make a mistake here. First thing is, what is speciality of 1931 session? Who presided it? What was going on during that time? CDM was going on at some level. Gandhi Irwin talks were going on. Who presided this session? This is a very famous session for one reason. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel presided this session. Why it is speciality of this session? No, resolution on fundamental rights. Fundamental rights was something coming up for the first time in Indian resolution, Congress demand and all. So resolution on fundamental rights was declared in this session. It is not drafted by this Vallabhbhai Patel. It is drafted by Jawaharlal Nehru. So one is wrong. What is left with? You get the answer if you know at least one, at least this option. Incorrect pucha hai. So B cannot be the answer. You have to pick. Yeah, you have to pick from rest of these things. What is second option? He was chairman of Union Constitution Committee. He is chairman of drafting committee. Union Constitution Committee is Jawaharlal Nehru. 2 is also wrong. So it should be A or D. Even though you can forget this because it's a little bit factual. Third option you should not forget. Right to equality is not heart and soul of Constitution. What is heart and soul of Constitution? Article 32. Constitutional remedies. So here answer is D. This is also very much Lakshmikant type of question. All this information you can go through. These are different committees. Union Powers Committee, Constitutional Committee, all these are headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Drafting Committee is headed by B.R. Ambedkar. Provincial Constitution Committee by Sardar Patel. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, answer this question first. Poll, you can start. Okay? Very factual question. If you are from the state, you heard it somewhere, then you can at least get one option right. Then you can juggle with some kind of elimination, some kind of thinking you can put into it. If you have not heard of any of these, then there is no way to answer this question. We'll go with the statement for this. So what is the first thing? Steel slag road. It is formed in Surat, Gujarat. India's first steel slag road is being built there. Second statement, what is slag? That is like a byproduct of steel making process. What is second statement? First carbon neutral panchayat. That is Pali in Jammu and Kashmir. Very factual, nothing. Third is India's first traditional medicine center. That is also in Gujarat, Jamnagar. Okay, very factual question. If you at least remember, get one of this, then you can eliminate two options and go for some guesswork. If you don't know and not heard of any of these, then don't try to overguess it. Third pata hai, then try to find at least one option you can eliminate. 66% risk you can take, then pick one of these. Yeah, answer this question. Can start the poll. Get started. What is answer? D. B. Or B. You are saying both are correct. Come on, yaar. Atal Innovation Mission, previous PYQ question bhi hai. It is implemented by Niti Aayog, not Ministry of Science, MST. Okay, one is absolutely wrong. Now this is what it is. Program for researchers on innovation, market readiness, entrepreneurship. And what is option B? Science-based deep tech startups, ventures across India. Somewhat very much matching options. Entrepreneur, startup, it is not contradicting, looking very much feasible option. So if you are getting this wrong, you have to guess from, it can be only 2 or D. B or D can be the answer. Here also more probability if you want to take, you should go with box B. Okay. More details of this program, it's all provided to you. Go ahead. Yeah, answer this question. You can start the poll. Okay. What is answer? Who is saying B? What you are saying? Any other option? क्या है? नहीं पता. At least eliminate one. Which of this option you can see completely you can eliminate? Or at least you can say this is absolutely wrong or right. Suppose I am looking at this. It is a two-stage. Even though it is factual, I don't know. Suppose it is fire and forget principle, I don't know. It has a range of 4,500 kilometers. Which missile we are talking about? BrahMos. BrahMos missile, what it is? India-Russia collaboration. Why this is in news? Some years back, India joined MTCR. What is MTCR? Dual Use Missile Technology Regulation Group. Earlier, India was not a part of it. This group checks all technology transfer beyond, which are having a range beyond 300 kilometers. So India is not a part of this group. So we are developing BrahMos that time. So we kept its range as 290 kilometers. Now India became part of this 2-3 years back. Now BrahMos is having capability to upgrade. So recently in December or November, December that time, India successfully conducted a test of BrahMos having higher range. And what is higher range? It is something for 50 kilometers. It is at least not 4,500 kilometers. And it is a other logic you can apply is it is a cruise missile. What are two different types of missiles? Ballistic missiles. Cruise missile means what? Cruise missile means it will go through straight path. Ballistic means it will go like this. Now how much you can go straight path? 4,500 kilometers you cannot go in straight and hit. You have to take ballistic if this is this much having this much of range. So it is a cruise missile, it cannot have this much range. And which missile having similar range like this? Is Agni. Agni 5 and all have around 5,000 kilometer range. Okay. So idea is 3 you should be able to eliminate. You should have sensibility even though you don't know specific details of what kind of, and there is a clue of cruise missile also. Try to utilize all these words, try to connect whatever information is given in the question. Okay, if you know the MTCR concept, then it becomes more easy also. You go and check out what is MTCR, what are countries part of it. Some basic information you should be aware of. Go ahead. This is May 12, 2022. We have successfully tested. Recently also some other test was going on regarding this. Okay. BrahMos का
वेट कम करके आई थिंक वो रेंज बढ़ाना कुछ ऐसा ही
good. Go ahead. So this is all details which we were talking about. Yeah, answer this question. Last question for today. हो गया? What is answer? A. Any other option? All of you on same plane. How you can eliminate this? Every quarter. Recently India was 1 year back, I think. India was president for this. And it rotates within every
month के लिए होते हैं एक month का chairman ऐसा कुछ है.
Every month it rotates between the members. India was a part of it. In 2 years, it will come back to India if India is continuing to be a member. So 3 is absolutely wrong. You can very much easily eliminate all other options. Now, this is the first option also. It can take military, non-military action. This was in news regarding Russia's attack over Ukraine. UNSC should do something there. At least credible actions, not much is not there. So this was regarding their. Yes, Africa peacekeeping force, it is still there. India is sending massive part to it. Yes. Women forces are also being sent. What is this? UN Secretary General appointed. This is also very much factual, straightforward statement. It is every month it is being rotated. Every month, not quarter. That is a mistake. Rotated among the members. How many members UNSC has? UNSC, Security Council. 15 members they have. 5 are permanent members. 10 will be selected from these. Okay. So this is all the information regarding what we have discussed, UNSC. So that's all for now. If you want more current affairs question answering, then you can join the test series. Sunday we will have test and we will have this workbook, all this format. For a review program, we will conduct the similar classes. 30 question round we will discuss on every Saturday. I will consider this. You are saying you want PPT or something like that. Images you want to go through. Anything else we can discuss? If you want anything else to discuss regarding the classes, you can stay back. Otherwise, it's all done. Thank you so much.